So welcome back everyone, Mike here. I have a very busy day planned for today. First thing on the agenda was, though, I wanted to do a little test and see how this would work out. You may be wondering what you're looking at here. This is going to be a centerpiece, for on a table with a banquet. And I need to make 27 of these. Now the cookies here, they're made out of cherry. And I had sawn these on the Woodmizer. I'm trying to think when that was. Probably first thing in the spring. And fortunately, I cut about twice as many as what I needed because I knew some of them would crack really bad, and that is exactly what happened. Now, when I put these on the mill, what I did, I had probably, 24 or 30-inch logs standing up vertically on the mill, and I had maybe 8 of them together, and I screwed them to a board, put a ratchet strap around them, and I was able to saw them on the sawmill, so they are all exactly the same thickness, and it worked out really well. However, I did notice on here, they were marked up a little bit. I probably had a bad tooth or two on the sawmill, but I just hit it with some 80 grit sandpaper, put some boiled linseed oil on it, and they wanted rustic, so they're getting rustic. But I think they look all right. One question for you guys. You saw me there, I just did a little plunge cut with the circular saw, and I tapped this little axe in here. I think that worked pretty well, but there may be a better way to do that. Obviously I don't want to just whack it because it'll split. I know that, but I guess it doesn't look too bad. But I'm trying to think of a way to secure this just a little better. I mean, that's not bad the way it is, I guess, but I don't need that cut as wide as what it is. So if you have an idea, let me know in the comments how to make sure this is secure in there and it looks okay. But I think it looks pretty good. I mean, better than staring at flowers all night, right? I'll tell you what, the grass kind of snuck up on me a little bit. I haven't mowed for probably, I don't even know, month and a half maybe. It was so dry for so long, everything just kind of got brown and was dying out. And then over the last week and a half or so, we've had a pretty decent amount of rainfall on and off, and it's really popping right now. You just kind of forget about it, don't pay much attention to it, and next thing you know, it's thick and tall and coming back strong. So next on the list, I need to move a couple logs around, and then after that, it's back to the excavator. I only have this Kubota KX80 rental unit a couple more days, and I'm going to get the most out of it. The other night, I started stockpiling some of this nice shale here from the borrow pit, so I'm going to continue with that, get maybe double the size of that pile. I'll always be able to use this for fill, out on the trails or in different places. It's pretty good stuff. And then when I'm done with that, I need to start cleaning up this area here a little bit and getting this back in shape. But I definitely widened all this out quite a bit. I took a lot out of here for the building pad up by the house there. But yeah, it's going to work out really well. Give me a lot more room down here for firewooding and whatever. Plus I got some more good material I'll be able to use. All right, this walnut log here is on deck. This will be the next one to go on the mill. This is the second log from that nice walnut tree I took down up there at the building site. This wood right here, this is some of the lumber that came out of the butt log on it. Really, really nice stuff. All right, now we're going to move a little dirt. All right, we'll turn the RPMs up, start digging. A lot of people were asking if I'm going to use this excavator to do the spillway in the pond. I'm not. This is actually pretty big for that. The whole spillway, you know, across the top of the dam is probably only 15 feet. I can actually do that with the BX23S. So I'll use it for that. What I am going to use this machine for, though, before it goes back is finish cleaning this up down here, get a little bit more fill out, and then actually want to widen a few spots on the trails that are kind of narrow, you know, kind of where you need to cut the high side back and fill the low side a little bit. I'll use it for that. But this has really been a nice machine to run. So comfortable, smooth, it's really nice. And powerful. I'm down in the rock here. There's been a lot going on around here lately. You know, we're getting ready for the building. That'll be starting soon. It's definitely firewood season. I've got a lot of orders coming in for firewood. We'll be making some deliveries there. Normally in the summertime, we sell mostly to people just with like outdoor fire rings. And now this time of year, people that have like fireplace inserts and, you know, actually use it for heat in their homes or fireplaces. Those are the people that we start selling to now. So I got that happening. What else we got? I saw all kind of stuff going on. Been really, really busy, and that's good. I like being busy. I do. Tell you what, I was out in the woods the other night and also in the yard, and there is going to be a bumper crop of acorns this year. They're everywhere, the red oaks at least, and also our chestnut trees. We have Chinese chestnut trees. The deer love those chestnuts. We're going to have a pile of them as well. Last year we did not have any chestnuts, not one. And the reason was we had those cicadas last year, the 17-year cicada, and what they do, they bite the ends off, I don't know, they chew the ends of the limbs or whatever, but it affected the trees. And last year there were no chestnuts, but this year, tons of them. Plus the acorns. That'll be good. It's hilarious out in the yard in the fall. You got all those squirrels, everything's fighting for them, you know what I mean? There's times you'll see a dozen squirrels at one time running back and forth getting ready for winter. But winter is definitely coming. It's basically fall right now. I mean, it has cooled down. We're just into the 1st of September now, but it's coming. I'll be so happy to get this building put up. Just even the shell. You know what I mean? Get everything under roof and all the walls and the concrete, and then that really opens me up. I can do so much more when the weather's bad once we get that building built. It won't be long now. I'm excited, as you can probably tell. I was talking about being busy. I actually have a little side job to do for a neighbor coming right up. It's one of those things, I got to move some dirt. I could probably do it with one of the tractors, but it would probably take me, I don't know, 8 or 10 hours to do it. But if I rented a skid loader, I could probably do it in 2.5 hours. So what I did, I rented a skid loader. It'll be showing up here sometime, and I won't really make any money on the job. However, I'll rent the skid loader for that project, and then it'll only take a few hours to do it. And then I have several things around here I'll be able to use it for. I can touch up the building pad with it, work on the trails. Actually, it would work great down here, dressing all this up. May use it for that. I'll make a little bit of money on it, but not much. But like I said, I'll be able to use it here in our place as well, so that'll work out pretty good. Boy, I got a deep hole here. That is good stuff. Somebody asked the other day how I knew this shale was here, just from digging around here before. And this is pretty much what the geology is here in our area in western Pennsylvania. You don't get down to the real good rock like the limestone for a long ways. Some of the limestone quarries around here, they're deep mines, and in places where they surface mine the limestone, it's probably, I don't know, 100 feet overburden on it or something that you'd have to remove to get to the limestone. Now what I'm doing, I'm just reaching across the other side of the pit there, and I'm just kind of pulling that overburden down into the pit, and I will compact it a little bit, and then pull more of that shale out over top of it and take more of it out from the other side of the pit. Should work. Alright, I got a pretty nice jag of shale out of the ground there. If I had to guess, that's probably, I don't know, 50 tons or something, ballpark. Now around here, if you order fill dirt or shale like this, probably around $300, $325 a load. So that's about $600 or $650 worth of shale there. So that worked out pretty good. I'll probably get a little bit more out. We'll see how it goes. So like I said earlier, while this machine is here, I'm going to try to get as much done with it as I can. And by the way, I wanted to mention, I know this video has been kind of all over the place, but if you're new to our channel, this is a good video to give you some kind of idea of what we're all about here. We have a large property here in western Pennsylvania. We're into what I call the finer things in life. Firewood, chainsaws, we have a sawmill, getting ready to build a nice big building. Just everything we do here in our property. So if you're into that sort of thing and you feel like it, hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below and let us know that you're new here. And for all you other guys that have been here from the start, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And like I always say, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button, click subscribe, and share them with your friends. Thanks.